Hello YouTube, welcome to another video. Oh, it's a warm one, isn't it? How you doing? It's really hot like mine. Yeah, so Amiga pickups for the summer. These go back a little while, some of these, because it's been slim pickings for the Amiga recently. Not after too much, to be honest, for the Amiga. So maybe that's why. Yeah, how you doing? It's funny because my last video, a while back now, featured my encore games for the Amstrad CPC. I was thinking about doing a collection, so forth. Didn't realise at the time, later that day, I was tested positive for COVID and it affected my throat. So my throat sounds still a bit funny, even after 6 weeks, or whatever it is now, since my last video. It's not been quite right, although I'm fine. Yeah, back normal. Negative and all that. Yeah, funny old world, isn't it? So, anyway, back to this. Amiga. Love the Amiga. Bit more attention to it. So, I've put about 11 games here. Most of them are quite a few are shooters of sorts, but some classic games here as well. Ones you'd think of. You think of the Amiga, you'd think of some of these games, and finally I added them to my collection. Firstly, a bunch of oldies. Well, actually, say that's wrong. First game is actually a PD game, and it's not an oldie. It's this. And it's Theseus 12, which all the PD games, shooters I think, come out in the same sort of case. I showed that one a while back. This is a horizontal scrolling shooter, and there's 3 levels of them, right? And I reckon it might have been going for a commercial release, but obviously late in the life, ended up being PD. So maybe they left it at 3 levels, I'm not sure. I think I read something along those lines. It's a decent horizontal scrolling shooter actually, it's quite good. Why showing the gameplay? It's not played it yet. Okay, next up then is another. This one is an older game, 1989, and it's quite interesting actually in a way. It's the idea of the game is quite good. Anyway, the game itself is Quasar. Excuse the brightness. Graphically, not too great. Gameplay is not brilliant, but the idea, if it was implemented better, would be quite good. Like the first level, you're dodging a bunch of stuff out of space, and then you've got all these barriers to get through, which open and shut, and you've got to decide which one. You know, the idea is quite good, but I'm not going into it yet, so I'll have to wait. Okay, clamshell time. This game I love on the Amstrad. I like on the Amstrad. It's basically a tank section of the Ikari Warriors. So the game itself is Blazing Thunder. And you probably notice it says Atari ST up there, but the disc inside is Amiga. That's all that's inside. Yeah, I still prefer it on the Amstrad. All the Amiga version's okay. Again, it's because probably because I played the Amstrad version so much. Only a few levels, not a particularly long game. You finish it in a quarter of an hour, it'd be good. It's alright though, I still quite enjoy it. Okay, this is actually an upgrade. So somewhere in the garage we have Amiga games. I've got the Pocket Power version of this game. So finally, another clamshell. 8. Hostile all-terrain encounter. I'm sure you're familiar with 8, if you're not. It's a nice metric shooter. It's quite good. Decent music as well. Nice to get the clamshell. Okay, sticking with old games, record sleeve time. Whizzing through these, isn't I? But I've gonna slow down a minute and do some gameplay of some videos as well. Some games, sorry, videos. This then, anyway, talking crap. Heaven Star. A kind of interesting game. Let's see, it's flat. You can see from the back there, it's kind of like a hint of asteroids in there, and there's like a little hole in the grid. I can't explain it, I'm terrible at explaining stuff. Yeah, it's not great, but it's a fast action arcade style game. You've got other things to shoot on the screen as well. I don't know if you avoid the hole or what it is, or you go into it. I suppose really I should play it and find out. Okay, another golden oldie. Now this, slight confusion with this. I think this is like the US release, but the game plays on my Amiga. So maybe the disc inside is actually the PAL, not the NTSC. Anyway, it's Arkanoid, original big box. Great game. Another this and the sequel were loved on the Amstrad. Well, they're quite tricky. Lovely, colourful, playable games on the Amstrad. Obviously, Amiga version's fine. I think you play with a mouse, don't you? Or you can play with a mouse. So that takes a little bit of getting used to. Yeah, there's a couple of versions. There's a record sleeve version for gatefold with like a cartoon inside, which might be a bit of a story. That's quite rare to find. As is the big box version of Revenge of Doe sequel. So you have to come across that one. Awesome. Okay. And this game, actually, some of the programmers went on to help form Team 17. Now there's a lot of vertical scrolling run and gun games on the Amiga. Ikari Warriors, Warzone, Dogs of War, Commando, Victory Road and so on. This one isn't one of the better ones as it goes. It could have been, it's not. Time Soldier. It's quite a rarity, Electro Coin. It's just not, it's not great. It could be slightly better. I'm not sure other games, other systems this come out on. Very few. Inside. But yeah, Rico Holmes, part of the Team 17 guy, one of the guys helped program Project X, and Alistair Brimble does the music. Some good music in this. There's a gameplay gameplay on YouTube, the whole game, and at the end it features all the music. So if you like that much, of course. It's nice to have, but it's not great. Next game is an upgrade. I've got the budget re-release. I used to have the big box, and its kind of sequel. Now the first two games in the series were, yeah, not very good. But this one is one of the best races on the Amiga. That's Crazy Cars 3. Oh, I remember the adverts in the magazines. The Jags a drag, and you won't notice Lotus. Crazy Cars 3. It's a great game. Yeah, obviously the sequel, a kind of sequel, follow-up, was the Lamborghini American Challenge, which split screen, which I've still yet to play with someone. I mean, I really should go in that game. Everything's in the inside, including a poster of other games from Titus. Now the re-releases, Crazy Cars 2, Fire Forget 2, Wild Streets. You don't want to think of them. On the back's the Blues Brothers. Never got into Blues Brothers. And Titus the Fox, the actual Titus the Fox game, which is actually quite a decent platformer. Yeah, Crazy Cars 3, what's disappointing about it? It's almost a bit too slip-slidey controls sort of thing. But it's the best version out of all the releases. Actually come out in the Amstrad, but it's a bit blocky. Anyway, Crazy Cars 3 then. Yeah, so you can see a bit slippy slidey, but it's a fantastic game. Alright, on with the show. And 4 games to show, which 3 of them are well-known Amiga games, and if you think the Amiga, you think some of these games will come to mind, you know. And they're all fantastic, really, they really are. Yeah, and the 4th game is, for me, it's a bit like a Holy Grail game. It's not considered a Grail game because I don't think a lot of people know it, but we'll get there. So first up then, Flashback. Yes, to get this game in decent, really good condition, bloody hard. That's spending a real fortune. This is in quite good condition, just these 2 corners here. It's a little bit on the rough side. Comes with the old little sleeve. Wee. Yeah, Flashback. It's a platformer, loads to do. The animation, cutscenes, atmosphere, everything about Flashback is really, really good. I remember playing it back in the day. It's at my then brother-in-law's house up in Norfolk, and I think it was, or was it Leicestershire? Oh, one or the other anyway. And it got stuck, and I just basically tried shooting everything inside, and one time it worked. But yeah, Flashback, it's one of the games you really should have, and it's taken me an age to get, and finally got it. It's good stuff. This took an age too. Perhaps not that well thought of if you're thinking of Amiga games, but it's definitely one I wanted in my collection. Remember I think a review for the game, I don't think it was Amiga Power. It just said, like the caption said, it's risky and it's got woods in it, and it's Risky Woods. A super gorgeous looking platform runner. I won't say run and gun because you're throwing things, you're throwing objects, various power-ups, bad guys to take on. It's show you back, can't remember. Dynamic software, which are known for producing quality looking games, but usually hard as nails, and the enemies are fairly relentless in this, but it's not impossible. And I think the original, when it originally got released, might come with a watch or something, I'm not sure, but this doesn't. So that would cost a hell of a lot. Still quite a pricey game to get. I think I'm out the Mega Drive too, didn't it? But well pleased to have that one in the collection. Oh no. Chuck that there. Super. Gameplay? Right then. Yeah, so Risky Woods then. Pick up the coins. Shoot the almost relentless enemies. Oh yeah, open the chest. Oh no. We're upside down. Come on, yeah, we're up again. Ah, thank you. Looks gorgeous. Sounds alright. You stand still, they just keep on coming, don't they? You've got a time limit, so you've got to get on with it really. You jump on that platform there, they've got logs, oh, like this one here. Gold comes down and squashes you. So. Ah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, lovely stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to that game than just what I showed you there. Yeah, it's definitely one I'll be playing quite a bit of. Next up then, similar in some ways, but this is more of a shooter. Well known, taken an age to get, come out about 2 years after Risky Woods. And that's Rough and Tumble. It's tough and it rumbles. I don't know. Again, gorgeous looking. Renegade software went on to good things, didn't they? There's not much to say about this really. I mean, I haven't played this version yet, as in since I had it. I will do in a little while. Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? It's got to be up there for some of the top 100 games. It must be, surely. Yeah, Mindscape. Oh, blast my path. Okay, whizzing through these, isn't I? I know. Don't want to much to say really, that's why. This then is, for me, kind of like a growl game. I don't think I've ever seen it on eBay before. I believed I did, but I could be wrong, until it showed up and I purchased it on the spot, if you like. This, the Amiga Power review of this game was right. It was right. And it definitely wouldn't justify its price then, despite the amount I paid for it recently. Basically, Amiga Power said the controls in this game are a bit sticky and it lets the game down. You need fast controls for this game, you need response. A friend of mine on YouTube, Zeustas, done a gameplay of this, and I said to him, oh yeah, I definitely want to get hold of that game. And he's like, oh, I don't think it got commercial release. Well, Amiga Power reviewed it, it must be some sort of release. So I assume it's just like a mail order release. And the game anyway, waffling on there, but it's Vector Storm. So you might not be familiar with this, but as you can see, it's Tempest. Basically Tempest, a commercially released Tempest for the Amiga. Obviously the original Tempest come out in 8-bits, didn't get an Amiga release. That didn't get released on the Amiga. There are PD versions, I believe, and they're possibly better, but I've not played any of them, so I can't tell you about that. The box on the inside, it looks really rustic, doesn't it? I think is the word. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so that was expensive. My most expensive game I paid for well, I think ever actually, for the Amiga. Been a few expensive ones over the years. Risky Woods was quite expensive. Flashback went bad. Agony, when that came out, originally bought that, was a fair bit of money. But this tops a lot. Tops a lot. That was around the £200 mark. Might be a bit more. I did sell quite a few things, so I built up some reserves to use. So yeah, Vector Storm, good stuff. I'm pleased to get that, despite the fact it's not fantastic, it's not everyone's cup of tea, and it doesn't push the Amiga, so it really should have been a bit better. I'll stick some gameplay on in a minute if you want to see that, but that is the end of the pickups for the Amiga. Nothing else in the pipeline, unless Reshoot 3, Proxima or something it's called, comes out for Christmas. That of course, third of the Reshoot games, obviously. I've covered the other two. Looking forward to that. I'm on to that when it comes out. What else is there coming? I don't know really. An Amstrad video regarding Encore games. Yes, I'm gonna try and collect all them. I've got got a fair few of them. With a little bit of help. I'll go into that in the next video. Should probably do the next video. As for the Kixx games, oh my word. I have actually made an addition to that, along with, well, I think those leaves free to get, as far as I'm aware, which are Outrun Europa, F-15 Strike Eagle. I can't believe I can't find that now. There's about 10 versions on eBay, but none of them make the Kixx version. So you can pick up for next to nothing, even a disc version. The other one is Mercs, which I covered before, went for over £100. Again, you can buy the disc version for 30. They'll show up eventually. I still haven't found any other evidence of any other Kixx games, so free to get. The Encore ones, I think it's 42. That again, could be wrong. Not seen any other evidence yet. Any others? Not really done that much digging, to be honest. Maybe some collection videos? I don't know. Gameplay ones? No, I'm not doing gameplay videos, to be honest, apart from little snippets like you've seen here today. So, on the end of this then, in a mo, Vector Storm. You see a little bit of Tempest. Still a good game. It's just controls are a little bit iffy. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. As you can see, it's Tempest. Oh, bother.
Engage.
Lovely stuff.